halls of black ice are behind us, and what are we doing? Going down into another damn cave. I hope those dwarves are ready, because I have a strong feeling that this group is going to get a little wild down there after all of the events of the last few days. I figure first, a quick meeting with the Dane, and then on to bigger and better, brighter things. What shenanigans will we get up to down there? Find out in today's short quest, Long Rest.
Hi, crew.
Hello.
Hello!
Welcome back to Short Quest Long Rest. We've been doing this for now a couple months, since August. And we kind of hit a big milestone this month, didn't we? Yeah, 1,200 downloads here in the month of May. And climbing.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
Oh.
And climbing. 1,200 downloads.
So deeply, deeply appreciative of everyone that is, giving us an opportunity to tell you a story. We really do pay attention to that sort of thing. And Canada, we're watching you, boo.
Hell yeah. You know what? I'll tell you what. At 1,500, I'll sing the Canadian national anthem.
Oh God.
You heard that. Make it happen.
I will make and eat poutine for you.
Ooh, that's good.
Not for me. Selfless.
Delicious poutine.
Yes.
I'll have, what are those, I already enjoy all-dressed chips.
That's because they're amazing.
They're
Nice.
amazing.
Zesty Morton and are dressed all over.
Yeah.
And I'll just watch more hockey.
There you go.
There it is.
There you
I'm
go.
a Red Wings fan, but yeah.
I mean, unfortunately.
Yeah, they're so bad right now. Anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Does my
I
state
haven't
even
followed 'em
have
in,
hockey
like,
teams?
so
No, we
bad.
do.
Yes, you have several.
The mighty...
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not even just one. You have several hockey teams out there.
What is it, the gulls?
You...
The
what?
gulls, like, seagull?
No. Ducks.
Yeah.
Kings.
The
The Ducks.
The
Kings.
wait.
Sharks.
The Kings are like-
Bullshit,
is it-
the Mighty
is the
Ducks
Kings
are a
still-
real
yeah.
real team.
Yes.
Yes, Anaheim Mighty Ducks.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, I don't think... Are they called the Mighty Ducks? Or I think they're just
Whatever.
called...
Yeah, they're
It's
ducks.
the Ducks.
Quack.
And then there's
Yeah.
the Kings, and then there's the Sharks.
Yeah. Is that it? I want to say that.
There might be
Why
I
would
think it's
Florida
just
take the name
LA,
Sharks?
San Jose, and Anaheim.
Yes.
I feel like there would be
Okay.
more sharks in Florida.
I mean, it's...
No, the
true,
team in
but-
Florida is called the Panthers.
Why?
And the Lightning.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
exactly,
the Florida
'cause there's
Panther,
tons
which
of
are actually
Panthers around there.
cougars, and
Florida's got two.
We need to write a strongly worded letter to the NHL. What are you doing?
excuse me, sir.
Yeah, why are the warm states have multiples?
Because people want to be there. Actually, that makes sense. Yeah. Why is the place that doesn't get ice have the most
Yeah.
hockey teams?
Florida's got two, and California's got three.
Hey, I've seen snow on the distant
They can afford to
mountaintops.
fucking freeze
On
stuff.
Big Bear.
On Big Bear.
Yeah. Anyway. Tangent.
Anyway. So,
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I just wanted to bring that up, and it became a beautiful rabbit hole.
Yes.
We want to
Oh yeah.
show how much we appreciate our listeners. And we
Absolutely.
are paying
We're
attention.
only 3 minutes into the
We
recording.
love all of you.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Like a truck.
And I'll see you on Twitter.
Last
Yeah,
session,
it's true.
I feel the party was worried I didn't love them, given that fight I threw at you guys.
At the beginning,
We're
yes.
still not convinced.
No, I'm fine. By the end, I was like, okay, it was doable. We just had to figure out where our
Priorities lay.
our priorities. We had to figure out exactly where our priorities lie, because it was, okay, let's mop these guys up and take her out. Oh no, there's 2 friggin' round pop up. So and we can't kill them in one round. Like, if it was like, oh, Rian kills them in one shot. Boom. Okay, no problem. Then we designate a couple people just to wipe them out, and then that leaves us with 3 other people to tag her and whittle her down while we keep the other ones at bay. That wasn't the case. No, they were kind of tough, and they took multiple shots from us and didn't go down. So then once that happened, it was like, okay, fuck everything else. Just beat the hell out of her and pray to God she goes down before we all die. And that's what it came down to.
But yeah, so with the aid of Clay and Yugo, explored the rest of the halls of black ice and came across this pulsating plant in the middle of a very large circular room with these sleeping quarters all around. And from a glowing seed pod emerged the twisted form of a woman, the druid who had previously occupied this place, who, in addition to summoning more needle spawn, made it incredibly difficult to approach. She was moving away, and things just kept getting more and more dire by the looks of things. Surprisingly, no one went down, and you managed to finally win the day and spend a bit of time recovering before heading back out to the entrance. And as the smooth, carved walls of the halls give way to rough stonework and an ever-widening tunnel out into a dimly lit, aurora-filled sky, you find yourselves now blasted with cold wind, and about a mile or so from another dwarven population where a reward awaits.
Nice.
What are you guys doing?
I mean, someone could veto me, but I imagine we're making a beeline for that place to get the hell out of the cold, get the hell out of awful cave. Well, I guess we're going into a cave, but out of awful bad people caves and into good people caves and drink.
Yeah.
We stand caves over here.
Yeah, we're pretty much cave dwellers at this point. I'm going to change Rian into a chud.
Too late.
So, anybody get that reference?
Nope.
I don't.
Nah, that's an old shitty 80s movie. It stands for Cannibalistic Humanoid Underground Dwellers.
All right.
Okay.
Stupid shitty 80 movie. Sorry. Again,
I usually just say
like
lizard
shows. That works.
Or a golem.
Probably would have worked better.
Durgar? Durgar fits the setting.
Column.
Uh-huh.
There you go.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But yes, back to the dwarven halls is what Felgrin would like to do.
Indeed. And you make your way there. You descend down into the valley. You head sort of southwest. And on the western face of the Dwarven Valley, you see again that switchback path up to a cavern entrance, where as you climb up and start heading back into this cavern, the rough stone gives way to a set of large stone doors and 4 fur-clad watchmen outside. By the light of Tavini's lantern, you can see a pale-bearded younger dwarf with black braids twisted in the from his chin there, and he raises his hand in greeting. So I take it you took care of that job? You would recognize this gentleman as Bomber.
Nothing to it.
Hey, piece of cake. As he's
Uh-huh.
bloodied. And just shirt's fucking torn up, fucking armor's scratched up. Yeah, nothing. It's nothing at all.
He looks you over and then, looks to either side at the other dwarves there. And reaching back, pounds on that large stone door before stepping off to one side. There is a moment's quiet before you hear the heavy shifting of something wooden, presumably, that bar that you had previously seen the last time you came through these doors, off to one side. A pair of dwarves inside pull those doors open, and room is made for you to pass through. In entering the hall, you see the same carven faces where, the tunnel that you had just been in was very rough-hewn, stalactites hanging everywhere. And in here, the dwarves seem to have a very skewed sense of any sort of day-night cycle, as do the surface dwellers here in the Icewind Dale. Because even though your bodies are tired and sore and you feel like you need a long nap, there's a lot of activity going on. You're seeing small dwarven children scramble everywhere. There are people passing each other on their way to different jobs throughout the hall. You can hear faintly off to the far right, out of sight, the ringing of work on multiple forges, people at their anvils. And you have a couple different things that you can do down here. Are you looking to offload some of your well-earned loot? Are you heading straight to the Dane? Are you grabbing drinks? Or a nap?
I mean, I think we get the Dane thing out of the way, because then we're in his good graces and everything. Not that we're not, like, now, I mean, I'm sure everybody kind of has an idea of what we did, but, if we go to him, get our rewards and everything, and be like, hey, you done good.
Sounds like a plan to me.
In the brief time that you spend sort of discussing the next step, Hruna, shifts that crossbow on her back, on her shoulder, and starts leading the way. You weave through the halls down to that very richly appointed, columned sort of audience chamber, with its red carpets with yellow and blue geometric symbols and a slab of a throne. And this time, Dane Stokely is not seated upon it. He is off to one side, having a quiet discussion with a dwarf in very rich, sort of white gold robes, with elements of orange and red in there, and a large symbol of a forge upon his chest.
Oh boy.
But on seeing the group enter the hall, this gentleman dwarf looks over to the party, seems to say a quiet word to the Dane, and then bow his way out. Dane Stokely turns on his heel at the same time that Hruna kind of throws her arms open to greet him, and the two of them meet in the middle and sort of clasp together. "Oh, so good to see you're back!" Giving her some thump on the back there. "I take it things went well." He's addressing her, but also seems to be asking the question of you over her shoulder.
Aye. Everything went well.
Swimmingly.
Your hall is clear. You can get Ruby together and have her go through there. Should be all cleared out now.
He holds up a finger. There is the manner of the sentient plants.
Hey, those are kind of weird.
Just 2 talking plants in there. And I think we're all of the attitude that they shouldn't be hurt. He just kind of rolls his eyes.
Yeah.
They were, in their way, helpful.
Aye, they seem rather harmless.
Yeah, long story short, it's an evil druid in there instead of undead. She was raising plants to fight for her, but some of them aren't as harmful as the others. There's a couple of dummy little ones that are just looking for a warm place to stay, so if you could, don't kill them. We almost did, but we decided not to. They kind of grow on you, and there's a little bit of a joke in there too. I get it.
The Dane releases his grip on his daughter and kind of spends his time working his jaw there a moment, as if trying to figure out what exactly to say. And then he looks to Helda. I can fill you in all the details later. Oh, good. Excellent. Well, then I suppose a reward is the least I can do for you.
Felgren nods.
If you feel that is what we're worthy for, sir, it would be rude of us to not accept.
He gives you a very keen look at Rian and sort of rolls his eyes.
Yeah, just shaking his head. Oh.
I'm just playing it very safe with Grin doing his thing, so it's like I'm just going to overcompensate on the other side.
If you're keen on spending the night as y'all look rough, I can have one of my staff bring your payment to you.
That would be agreeable.
In the meantime, enjoy the Battle Hammerhold. Recover from your aches and ails. And if there's anything I can do for you, I'm sure that Helda here can see to it.
We appreciate that.
And we appreciate it. That hall can now be reclaimed, and that is not a small favor to us.
In fact, make sure to steer clear of that Chardolin stuff that's in there. From what we understood and what we read, it drove all of the dwarves in there mad, and they killed each other before anything else happened. So, and drove the druid mad that was in there as well. So get that stuff out of there as quick as possible.
And almost as if on cue,
Oh boy.
Yeah.
from one of the pillars off to your right, you see a red shoulder appear as a young Zorn, a very familiar young Zorn, leans out. Chardolin.
Ugh.
You know what? I'm actually happy to see you, Ruby. You look beautiful right now. You can have all the Chardolin you want. Eat your fill.
Chardolin.
Yes.
Yeah,
good, very good. Are we
Chardolin.
sure that she's not gonna go bananas?
I mean, elementals have their faults, but I don't think that Chardolin is one of them.
Well, you'd know better than me. Just checking.
Ruby drifts forward through the pillar, and once she is out of the stone, she no longer glides through it, but seems to plant herself very firmly on the very polished floors, almost like a vase on a tripod. And is just watching you with that big yellow eye with the slit down the center, kind of working her jaws on the top of her head.
We're all friends. Where's the mead hall?
I can take you.
Good.
Yeah. Father. And she kind of inclines her head to him, and he gives a nod and seems to wave a dismissal. Not a impolite one, but just I'm a busy man and one of position that can't stay and talk to adventurers for too long. And as Helda goes to lead you out of his hall, the robe-clad man who had sort of stepped back against the wall during the conversation steps forward, and they continue their quiet talk between them.
Worm tongue. Sorry.
What do they say? Oh, you can read lips, can't you?
Yes, I can.
Dreamer, as you hang back a little behind the rest of the party to catch some of the conversation happening between these two men, it's very difficult to get everything, because even though you are very skilled at reading lips, they're both bearded.
Yep.
You manage to pick
Just see
up
the mustaches go up and down.
that they are seemingly discussing Chardolin and Ruby's adventures, sort of making plans for who do they send with her to escort her safely to the Halls of Black Ice and ensure that these adventurers had done a quality job. Because they have just sort of shown back up very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Basically,
Badass, man.
reconfirming the quality of work.
Okay.
Gotcha. You can go check it out. We whooped their
It is
ass.
a little weird to me that somebody who doesn't have lips can read lips.
That is really funny.
But it's fine. It makes perfect sense that he can. It's just funny to me.
Yeah,
He spends a lot of time staring at people.
Yes, he does.
it's true. He does just stare at people. That's what he's been doing this entire time.
Easily the creepiest quality. Even now, the rest of us have left the hall and he's just staring at them by himself.
I can see your lips move.
I see you.
What are you doing, Dreamer? Watching your lips move.
Staring at your mouth.
Helda leads you about 20 or 30 feet down the hall before she kind of looks over her shoulder and does a double take and realizes that Dreamer's still standing at the mouth of the sort of the audience hall. And, excuse me very much.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, I mean, you have free reign here, but you're gonna get lost.
He does have a really good sense of direction. But true, you should probably stick with us, bud.
It's its social senses he doesn't have much of.
He's dreamer. I mean, that's pretty much what we've come to understand. He's dreamer.
Very
All
true.
right. And Helda leads you sort of back towards the entrance, but before you get there, she hangs a quick left towards that area where you had heard forge work going, the pounding of hammer on anvil, metalworking going on, hear the hiss of metal being quenched and the soft bubble of molten steel. And you walk very briefly through what appears to be sort of a workshop district, where it's just this cacophony of noise from all direction as dwarves are scurrying back and forth, and it's very, almost uncomfortably warm. Based on your experiences at the forge, Tavini and Kralik, there's a lot of good craftsmanship going on here. It seems to be the sort of community where they are taking their time to really kind of produce quality over quantity. You pass a smith who has etching tools, and he has a breastplate on his lap, and he is, leaning in very close with jeweler's goggles, tapping out small runes into the edges of this armor, making those final decorative touches before it's polished. Aside from that, you pass through this area to where it grows quieter, and there appears to be a lot more residential flavor to some of the doorways that you see in either wall. The homes here stack to the ceiling with stairways leading up to the second floors, and inevitably find your way toward a sign that is a keg. This thing has a very rounded shape, but someone has attached mechanical arms and legs out of brass that are just kind of hanging limply. And as you watch, you see a couple of younger dwarves heading into the tavern under this sign, and one of them jumps up and slaps it with the palm of his hand, and it sends those arms and those legs flailing all over. And by the by the words over it, you see it's called the Dancing Keg.
I love it.
You hear the sounds of people enjoying themselves in a sort of tavern setting. You're hearing music coming your direction. And as you guys enter...
I slap the sign.
You slap the sign? Alright, give me a, give me a strength check.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Love it.
Oh no!
Either way, Rian's cracking up at that. Because either you nail it and it's awesome, and he's like, that was awesome! Dreamer just did that. Or it's gonna be, oh, just see what the fuck Dreamer did.
Nice!
Yeah, you rolled a 2.
Oh!
So,
Oh, so good.
passing beneath the sign,
Man,
Helda doesn't pay it
so
any
good.
attention. The others, I'm not sure. But it's when Dreamer comes, he's tall enough that he can pretty much just stick his arms straight up and walk forward, and his hand slaps the sign. Really, to not much effect. You do get some movement out of the arms and legs, but it's kind of more of like a breeze had come through.
Aw.
That is so good. He's just like, tink. Just a little tap. Just, and like, just pushes his arm back and it slides off.
Yeah.
Like,
Really?
He wanted to be a real boy
Like-
so bad.
Oh, I don't know what you're going for there, bud, but I'm assuming it wasn't that.
Selrin's just looking at him
No.
with this just quizzical expression. It had to be harder to do that than to do it right.
It took more effort to mess it up. That's awesome.
Dreamer's probably just looking at his hand. Then back up at the side.
Like,
I think Rian will just slap his hand and walk in.
Oh, slap his hand, not slap the sign?
Felgrin will also
Nope,
will
slap his
also
hand.
high five Dreamer. Walk inside.
Yep, exactly. It's like a high five to Dreamer and just walk in. Be like, you're doing terrific, bud.
Tavini will go up on tippy toes and place her hand on his hand, like, and then smile at him warmly, and then follow them in.
She was much nicer about it.
Like, Tavini, if you stood on Krelik's shoulders, you could probably slap that sign.
I do it again.
You do it again? Give me another strength check.
After we've all gone inside, not to see it.
I did it.
4.
Nice, a 4! I love it so much.
The sign of the Dancing Keg is a lot heavier than you might have suspected. The previous dwarf who'd come through, all he'd done is jump and just slap it. And yet you're finding that the thing hardly moves. There's a lot of weight to this. Is it filled with lead? Like, what the hell? Still, those arms and those legs just wiggle a little and then stop very pitifully.
I imagine he just rears back even harder and it does the same thing.
Yeah. But like stops right before he gets there. Just dink.
Dreamer gives up and follows.
No.
All right, and
You just tried to do that again, did you?
No.
Dreamer, as you
Oh, okay.
as you follow,
That's good.
you hear behind you the raucous laughter of another group of dwarves coming through. And just kind of giving a glance over your shoulder, you know, the initial thought being like, hey, are they laughing at me? No, there is a female dwarf standing behind you with two of her gal pals on either side, like holding her hand and cursing and shaking it out. While the others are, oh, well, you shouldn't have tried to slap it, huh?
Thing.
Yep.
You are not the only one to suffer.
Nice.
But anyway, as you enter, the tavern space is sprawling. You're used to being in inns where the walls are made of, you know, nicely paneled wood, and there's, you know, rafters throughout with lanterns hanging, and it has some of those elements. You know, there are rafters, there are lanterns hanging to give the place this very nice, cheery glow. But the walls are completely stone. And they are, as other halls here in Battle Hammerhold are, carved with depictions, this time not of dwarves at war, but this time dwarves living it up. Wrestling contests, drinking contests, past champions of the beer hall, immortalized in stone. There are several round tables everywhere. Most of them are full. There's a couple that are still like quiet in the back corners. You can see a dwarf come through with a tray in his hand that has like a stack of sausages on them with this almost black color to them. And the scent of cheese sort of wafts behind him as he walks past you. Behind the bar, you can see a bunch of kegs laid on their sides, and even some of those barrel stocks, such as you'd found in the Halls of Black Ice. There's a table off to one side of people who seem to have stuck a dagger in the center of the table, and each player has about 3 daggers in front of them, and they seem to be trying to stack their daggers by the flat of the blade on top of one another, on top of that one that's vertical. And as you watch, one of the dwarves tries to place one at the very, very top of a stack of 5. And as he does, the whole stack tips, and the daggers scatter all over, and everyone kind of pushes their seats back really hastily so they don't get cut. And,
Deadly Jenga.
yeah. So, what is the, Oh, and weirdly, in one corner of the bar, there appears to be a yoked deep rothy with a long, thick rope sort of coiled up at its feet. You know, it's kind of stepping on it, milling about. A weird place for a rothy to be, this sort of bovine-like creature from the Underdark, but, I mean, a lot of stuff is weird down here. What all are you guys doing?
That is a very good question. Okay, so we got the dagger game. We got the Rothy or the Rothy creature thing going on. What was the other stuff that was going on? That was so much stuff, like so cool. Like the picture of the whole, like I was like my brain was seeing all of it, and then it was like, but I was missing all the little cool stuff. So what's besides the knife game and the Rothy thing? What else was in there?
Yeah, this one I didn't describe, but you do also see sort of opposite you from the entrance.
Mhm.
There's a table where no one is sitting at it, and
Okay.
in the dead center is a empty mug. And there are about 5 dwarves standing around, one of them holding like a hard ball, it looks like. You know, very pale in color. And
Oh, they're playing fucking beer pong. That's
he
awesome.
is balancing very precariously and goes to toss it onto the table and see it bounce into the cup. And when he misses,
Yeah.
the others you hear are like, "Oh, you woke the dragon, you hatched it." And you see him
nice.
reach into a pocket, and he takes 5 gold and he slaps it onto the table, and then passes the ball on to the next person and rejoins the circle.
Oh, that's awesome. I think Rian can't help but go over to that Rafi, take a look at it and just see what the hell's going on over there.
All right. What about the rest of you? What has attracted your attention? You looking for food or drink or some other game?
I suppose Krellick was looking at that helmet that he has, but as soon as he's seen the sausages, he's kind of focused.
Nice.
Felgren's gonna get a few drinks in him first. So he would be going to the bar first off.
All right. And as one of you heads to the bar, the other towards the deep Rothy, Helda kind of sees Krellick eyeballing the tray of sausages that had gone by. Why don't I get us a table? I imagine they're gonna be filling up here in a bit. Hey, Tavini, did you want to join me?
Yes. And she nods quickly.
All right. And Dreamer, are you picking a place to go, or are you hanging with a group?
I'll go over with Rian.
Okay. So 2 over by the Deep Rothy, 1 at the bar, and Krellick, Tavini, and Helda making your way, we'll start with you guys, to a corner that seems quiet. There's a large table there, sort of a booth sitting, with a pretty good view of the entirety of the bar. Helda slides into a seat, and within a few moments of the rest of you sort of taking seats, that same waiter that had come through, a sort of bright-eyed, red-haired dwarf with just the most unfortunate stubble of a beard, not even like really growing in. He's in that, the most unfortunate affliction of dwarves.
No!
Can I get you something to start? And he's pushing a menu your direction.
Tavini looks at the menu and then goes, "Oh, some of this," and she points to the fried dark mantle.
Oh yeah, that's real. Yeah, I could do that. A fried dark mantle.
I hope so. It's on the menu.
You feeling something cheesy? We got curds and we got cheese sticks.
Cheese sticks?
Yeah, you have the Rothy cheese in like a stick, and then you batter it and you fry it.
That sounds very good.
All right.
And she looks at like the other 2.
Oh, I think I'll do the. I imagine from what Krellick was staring at there. Can we do the Sturge blood pudding? Actually, 2 of those, if you don't mind. And to start, and we get a couple of blue ales.
Aye, and some of them curds.
All right.
You guys hit almost every single thing on the menu.
Hell yeah.
Krellick's a growing boy.
It's Krellick we're talking about here.
Oh, it's fantastic.
He's a hungry
I'm
lad.
surprised he didn't say. He's like, bring me one of everything.
It's really funny because this dwarf, he's writing all these orders down, and then after a bit, right, I can have these out in a couple minutes. My name's Mac. I'll be your server tonight. So if you need anything, you ask for Mac.
Thank you,
The Mac attack.
Mac?
And he just sort of hovers awkwardly over the table, nodding.
Aye,
Oh!
thanks, Mac.
I should go. Let me put this order in. Very awkward lad, it seems. Maybe due to the job, maybe just not sociable.
Awkward lad. Yeah.
But Mac sort of scurries off, leaving the 3 of you alone at the table. As for Felgren, when you get to the bar, you overhear a pair of dwarves, one of them smelling very, very strongly of the sort of workshop district that you had passed through. That scent of heated metal radiating off of his clothes. The pair of them seem to be whispering about something together.
Try to listen without looking like he's listening.
Alrighty. So roll me a deception check. because you're trying to be subtle with it.
10 with a +7.
Yeah.
Solid roll.
Oof. We gotta turn it around here as we get into later. Get these out of the way with the bar scene. It's perfectly fine.
All right.
Hey!
Ooh.
So you hear, as these two are kind of leaning in together, did you see that weird comet that fell out of the sky a week ago? You know, it went down in the mountains south of Ten Town, not too much further from here. You know, I heard that some of the people over there have been getting these mental messages in a language they can't make out. Maybe the comet's got something to do with it. They seem to be, the one talking, the guy that smells like heated metal, kind of glances around a little paranoidly, and you can see he has a little bit of a mad gleam in his eye. Maybe channeling a little bit of a certain method-loving Durgar in another city. His partner kind of makes a tisking sound and waves him off like, "You're drunk. Finish your ale and go to bed or something."
Yeah, I think Felgren would just chuckle and try to wave down a bartender.
Which happens in short order. You eventually have a dwarven woman with very thick red hair in curls down to her shoulders, folding her arms on the counter and leaning forward so her bosom is kind of pressed up a little. "Oh, well, you're handsome. Can I get you something, sweetheart?"
Oh, well, thank you so much. Why don't we start with something bitter?
Bitter. Well, for a tall drink of water like you, I certainly think I can make that happen. How you like a pilsner?
Sounds great.
And just you? Not here with anyone?
Not yet.
And she kind of nods at that, smiling appreciatively, and goes to pour you your drink. In short order, you have before you a tall glass of a Dale Pilsner.
Nice.
Thanks so much. He just kind of lifts the glass, and then, I guess he would head towards, Rian.
Okay. And, Rian and Dreamer, before our lad here gets to you, as you approach the Rothy, there seems to be a very, very bored-looking gentleman, kind of leaning back in his chair, looking up at the ceiling, blowing out a breath. But upon seeing two very, very tall people compared to the normal population looming into his field of vision, he sits up and he gives this very sly smile, his eyes twinkling with mischief. So I take it you're here to challenge the game now, aren't ya? The test of strength. The ox tug.
The ox tug. Yeah, I think Rian kind of sizes the thing up, just looking at it. And I think a smile kind of comes across his face. He's like, "You know what? Fuck it. I'll give it a shot."
Right. The rules are simple. We clear a space here, and there's a line already marked in the floor. You, and old Bess here, and he slaps the side of the Roth, who just seems to be, chewing contentedly. It's got, a bag over its nose. It's got
Nice.
oats in there or something. She'll pull, as will you. And if you can pull her over that line, well, you can give old Bess here a new home.
Wait. I get old Bessie if I win?
And he nods.
Oh, hell yeah. It's like, Mary, you want a new pet?
I've never had a pet, so I don't know that it would be new.
Oh, yeah. That's true. Do you think you're responsible enough for a pet?
Oh, I'll take good care of her.
Okay, perfect. You kind of turn to Grin and Dreamer, you got to teach them, to take care of something so they get a sense of responsibility.
What's going on? I think he just showed up.
Yeah.
I think Rian is in the middle of, taking his armor off, And like,
Oh,
like
you're-
taking his shirt off and everything.
you're not-
like-
He points to the. You're not.
Oh, hell
doing
yeah.
this. Oh, this I need to see.
Yeah, he's like stretching his shoulders out and stuff. He's like, oh, you know what?
Does anybody want
You're
in on
walking
this
through-
action? Felgren turns around and
Like, yeah.
addresses the bar.
I think Krellick's gonna start watching now.
Yeah, be like, who wants to see me take your fucking cow?
I've got 5 gold on the beast.
So as you're saying that,
It's five gold you're gonna lose, Grin. Points at him.
as you're getting set up there, Rian, sort of rolling up your sleeves and getting ready for a tug. The man who's sort of overseeing the game starts talking to some of the closer tables, and those who have their chairs kind of pushed out into the aisle scoot in a little, and as you see more of the floor clear, you can see that yes, indeed, there is a very bold chalk line drawn down about a 20-foot length of floor.
Oh, fuck.
So really, like, you down at one end of it, the Rothy at the other. The gentleman hosting the game takes the very thick rope that this Roth is yoked to and drags it to the end to deposit it with sort of a puff and a loud thump onto the stone floor. And more heads are turning your direction, and you start hearing the murmurs of bidding. And Helda at the table where the others are is looking between Tavini and Krellick. So, how much gold on the Rothy?
Oh, really not stand a chance.
I know.
I'm gonna win, goddammit!
Felgren is definitely putting down a 5 gold bet on the beast. Definitely.
Who are you betting with?
Anybody who will bet with him.
Alright.
It's like, you! Just points at somebody. Like,
You hear from behind you the voice of the dwarf who had been sort of frenetically whispering about this comet that he'd seen in the sky. He was certain he'd seen it. 100 gold on the boy.
say, what?
Felgren's eyes go wide.
Someone is drunk.
I don't think anybody in our group could match that.
No.
That.
You do
I-
have gemstones you can put
Yeah,
up.
I was
That's
gonna
a
say I
lot of
can.
money.
I got 50.
That's a lot of money.
54 gold and 2 gold ingots.
That's like all your money.
Yeah.
They're what? How much were they a piece?
25.
Your gold ingots were 25 a piece, so you have like exactly 100
Yeah.
gold. You got to bet on me just nat 20 in it or something. It's the only thing you're betting on. It's like a 5% chance, but I'm
No,
expecting-
he's betting on you.
I know he's betting on me. But, oh yeah, that's right. Okay, hey, you better hope I don't nat 20. Sorry, had that backwards.
No, even I'm not that stupid.
Nah.
Alright. So,
I actually do have proficiency in athletics.
Felgren, you do manage to find somebody. Actually, the same dwarven woman who had slapped the sign after Dreamer and sort of rattled her hand. Though you wouldn't know that, Dreamer beside you certainly would. And she's kind of shouldered her way up between you two and is standing there with arms folded like, oh, this'll be good. Yeah, I'll take your bet.
Wonderful.
Oh.
You want to make it 10?
Why not?
Nice.
Alright.
I hope I make you lose all your money.
10 is far from all my money.
No, not you. All of you. Just I want you all you betting against me to lose.
So, before we begin,
Hope it was worth that Roth.
anyone who would like to, who's proficient in insight, can make a DC 15 Wisdom Insight check to judge the strength scores and proficiencies of the two contestants.
Tavini would like to judge the strength of them.
Yeah, alright.
Give
So
it a
give me
shot.
that roll. 25.
Nice. Well done. 25.
So, Rian, what is your overall athletics score bonus?
Plus 5.
Plus 5. Tavini, He's going up against something with a +6.
Hey, bad. That thing's only got 1 on me. This is all straight up.
Yeah,
This
when we talk about Arothi, they're not large animals. This is not like a beef cow that you would see in
Yeah, they're like
the
a
warmer.
half size of a cow,
Yeah.
right?
Well, this is why I did not take a 100 gold bet. So, I didn't know that, but I didn't think it was much different.
Yeah.
But I
I'll
did
put
think
that
it
too.
was stronger than Reed.
Tavini raises her hand to her mouth and goes, "You can do it!"
Yeah.
No,
That's
no,
right.
he can't
See?
do it. No, you can't.
All
You
right.
can't do it.
I've got to see the. I think
Yeah.
Krellick's going to go up and take a closer look, but he's going to take the helm, put it in front of Tavini, and be like, "This will probably look better on you."
Nice.
Felgren points a finger at Tavini. If you blessed him, we're gonna have words.
I don't need no bless. I'm fine. I got
We'll
this.
see about that.
He's at this point. He's down to just like slacks. He's got his
All
boots
right.
off. He's got his shirt off. He's like stretching out. He's fired up,
All right, let's see you do us proud.
and he hasn't even.
So
taken a
and
drink yet.
Felgren, just to reiterate, you're betting on the Rothi or
On the beast.
On the
Yeah.
beast.
So far, everybody betting is betting against me.
There's one guy who's like, "Yeah, you could do it, skinny lad,"
Yep,
but he's also drunk and crazy, so that
Yeah,
that'll-
that's true.
You can do it
Anyway.
just like that comment exists.
Krellick, did you
you
take
get
the
a
100
thumbs up.
buck bet?
No.
Okay, just making sure. I was like, I might win this. You might not want to take that bet. Like,
So, Rian,
yep.
give me the first of your athletics checks.
Okay, here we go. 21.
All right. So as you accept the end of the rope that the man sort of hosting the game gives you, and start to pull, the Rothi kind of chewing very placidly on her oats, almost doesn't seem to have expected the start of the game. It just kind of like gives this very low sound in her into her muffled bag, this of confusion.
It's like, I just go. I just...
And starts to like plant her hooves into the stone floor against you. So give me another athletics check.
Oh, hells yeah.
Yes!
It rolls
Oh, only an 8.
Yes!
All right. And the Rothi rolls a natural 20, so that is 2
God damn
successes for her to your 1 success.
Oh.
It's not
And-
looking good.
Uh-oh.
As you pull, the moment that she plants her hooves and doesn't want to
Yeah.
go anywhere, she's not going anywhere.
It's like,
Give me another athletics check.
here we go, here we go. Oh, 13. Oh,
Oh.
22. Shit.
And again, the Rothi is now starting to walk backwards in the very limited space that she has and is slowly dragging you back towards the line. She is 2 successes away from winning, and you are 4.
Oh, God. Okay, here we go.
Give me another athletics check.
You're going the wrong way.
God damn it.
Oh, you beautiful beast! Yes!
Another success for old Bess.
Like, come on. God.
As she just continues to slowly plod her way towards the wall. It's not looking good. You can
No, it
you can
ain't.
almost like there's a bit of chalk dusting on your heels as you're trying to pull her over the line.
Here we go.
All right, let's do it again.
This is where I turn it around.
Come on, Ian.
Oh!
Yes! Oh!
She rolled a
Critical
natural 1.
Yes!
So, Brian, you get this second wind in you where you kind of pull, and she.
I'm sweating over here.
You now have 3 successes to her 4 successes.
Oh my god, oh my god.
Starting to pull it back, starting to really get in there.
He's like, He's
Give me
like-
another athletics check.
Here it is. Oh!
A 24.
Never a doubt in my mind.
When you
Oh,
get
son of
your
a
wind
bitch.
back, you think like, oh, I could get this. I got this. And old Bess, she also digs deep. and with a mighty
Son of a
woo, just sort of starts bounding away, and you get pulled over backwards onto your ass to a raucous chorus of laughter.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh yes.
Yep. I think Rian just fucking falls back like starfish style and just like starts cracking up. It's just like, oh, I needed that. Oh, that's a tough goddamn little brother. Oh, son of a
Fergus just
bitch.
leans over the top. Thank you for the gold.
Yeah,
Oh,
she
you're
hands
welcome.
over 10 gold to you, Felgrin, and
Thank you.
Oh, sorry, Miri.
Well
I
fought,
thought I
my
had a pet
friend.
for
Well
ya.
fought.
Hi, that was entertaining.
Oh, god damn it.
Are you gonna try it, Kralik?
You watch? But alright, I'll do it.
Oh, if Rian gave that money on the dwarf, anyone?
Hell yeah.
so Helda pushes 20 gold towards Tavini. Because I had, a bet in favor of the beast. But, I mean, buy yourself a drink, couple.
Oh, nice.
You got yourself a sugar mama.
I was gonna say, she is all about that Tavini.
Yeah, certainly seems like it.
Yeah.
And in case one of the others that are up there, in case they lost gold or something, a little padding.
Oh, she's a sweetie. When dealing with Tavini, at least.
I will buy drinks for our group. Yes.
Oh, that's what I like to. That sounds good. Yeah.
Yes.
And Krellik, as you sort of step up to the plate, the guy who's been sort of hosting this is, giving old Bess some scritches, and you can hear the dwarf at the bar who had bet 100 gold on Rian cursing to the sounds of a lot of laughter and jeers from some of
Yeah.
those around him. Like, God damn it!
Hi.
He looks so much bigger than it, though. What are you made of, toothpicks?
Hey. I just cleared a goddamn dungeon. You leave me alone.
15 gold on the dwarf. Look at him, he's ancient. Anyone. He's so old.
I'm matching that. 15 on the gold. I'll take that on the dwarf.
Well, I'm putting it. I'm
Not against you. I'm just throwing it out there too. Like I'm betting on your side against anybody. But like,
just gonna try to convince some poor sap that Krellik is too old to beat the beast.
yeah.
Oh, so go ahead and roll me a deception check or persuasion, whichever you feel is most appropriate.
Come on. Oh.
Actually, he might not be that good. Are you proficient in athletics?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you are. Okay. Oh, hell yeah. Then. Okay, never mind. Yeah, you're fine.
I'm just gonna hope that one of them is drunk enough to be
Yeah, so
suckered in
the,
by a 13.
The woman who just lost 10 gold to you kind of eyeballs you. 10
gold on the beast.
Excellent. He slaps his 10 gold on the table.
And she does the same. So there's a little pile of 20 gold there.
Yep.
So, Krellik, as more people are sort of like, they're getting pumped now, and there's betting going on, you go down to the, to one side of that line and pick up that rope, and it's time to pull.
Felger gives you a quick shoulder rub. You've got this.
Give me your first athletics check.
I hope.
You got it.
Do it, Kralik.
Nice. Right off the bat,
14 and
baby.
9, alright.
That's a bad roll for him too.
Yeah, so this Rothi starts to pull, but seems a little worn out, even from just the short tug of war that she'd had with Rian. So early on, you're able to get a bit of a lead and start pulling her toward your side of the line. Give me that another athletics check.
Nice.
Oh!
Oh.
It's
a
tie.
Stalemate.
So, as you start to pull her again, old Bess plants her hooves and leans back, but you are leaning forward to the point where your feet are almost like scrabbling in place, and neither of you goes anywhere.
That's awesome.
Give me another athletics check.
Felger starts stomping his foot.
Ooh.
Oh, and old Bess now starting to pull you back towards that line. That's one success for each of you.
Crap.
Another athletics.
Oh, shit.
Oh! Yeah,
Anyone?
you feel a little something in base of your spine, like, oh, that's a twinge. Oh, I forgot I fought today.
He's so old.
Yeah.
All right, give me another athletics check.
Oh my god. Wow.
Another
time.
drop.
Killing me.
You dig deep down and plant yourself, and you being a shield fighter, you know how important it is to hold your ground. You are almost a
Hold the
Rothy
line.
yourself.
Stubborn as an ox. Get him, Kralik!
All right, another athletics check.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
natty one! You fucking lost! Oh,
He's so old.
So
Ah, we're rolling like garbage.
as you are sort of set in your ways, like you're just anchored there, your back starts to hurt again, and it's really, really hurting. And you can almost feel something pop, and then all of a sudden you're staring up at the ceiling.
Yeah.
There is a
At
lot
least
of
it wasn't far to
laughter.
fall.
Oh, yep, there goes my back.
I'll go help Kralik up.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Rita just cracking up like, oh! That
The
was
woman there that
wonderful.
had bet with you, Felgrin, has
Yes, take your money.
Oh, thank you.
takes the
Thank
gold,
you.
pockets it.
He mocks her.
Yeah. Oh, don't be a sore loser, Grin.
That's
just
all
fantastic.
that I am. Is he okay?
I'm sure he'll be fine.
He just groans.
Kralik, how many fingers am I holding up? And he starts like flashing different numbers, like constantly to him. He's like 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2. Like,
11.
aye, he's fine. Put an
Let's
arm
put
down.
some drinks in him.
Yeah. Me and Dreamer help lift him up.
Ay, oh.
Aye, she's a tough one, lass, ain't she?
Should have backed the winner.
Aye.
Should've
I thought I
got-
had her there for a second.
Aye, but we did just clear a dungeon.
Aye, that's true.
You just
Probably
used
should have
any
slept before we
excuse.
tried that. Yeah. Like, if
Aye,
only we had rested. Oh, we'd have been fine.
my back probably wouldn't have given out.
Mine too. That's what it was.
Yes.
My back. It's like-
Excellent.
Any
Yeah.
other challengers?
God, no.
Yeah,
I think I could take her.
Oh!
Dreamer,
Oh.
can you turn into anything to challenge that?
Sign slapper
Turn into a
McGee.
Rothy.
You sure about this?
No, I'm not.
I was like, he's like, oh yeah, show him like you showed that sign. It'll be awesome.
Oh, you want to go? You want to go for it, Dreamer?
No, I do
Okay.
not.
Yeah, Reen's gonna go get drunk now.
Yeah. Frogren's gonna go to the dragon's egg table.
Oh, nice.
Alrighty.
I think Krellick's going to return to their table for some medicinal sausages.
Nothing cures a bad back better than sausages.
And by the time you get there, Mac has brought several trays of food. You know, there is a heap of these super dark, almost black sausages with a very distinctive smell to them. It's not quite beef, it's not quite pork. There's almost like a chicken scent to them. And as, you know, Mac sort of brings a couple of smaller plates and some utensils, Helda spears one of these sausages and puts it onto a smaller plate and cuts it open. And you can see that it is a deep purple inside. You can see the little, like, bits of white fat in it.
Yuck.
Oh wow.
It's blood.
Yeah, it's blood pudding. Blood pudding sausages. Yeah.
And she leans over to you, Tavini. Oh, you know, you ever tried a sturge sausage?
No. What the-
It's nothing really quite like it. You know, they're kind of gross. They feed on a lot of different things down here, so a sausage is never quite the same each time you try it.
It's like eating seagulls.
You want a bite? She smears a bit on a fork and offers it.
Ah,
Should I leave?
Wap, wap, wap,
no.
That's all right. And she pulls the sort of round of sausage that she had picked up with her fork with her teeth and starts chewing on it contentedly. But yeah, there's a pile of cheese curds there, and almost everything has a somewhat almost blue tint to it, which you recognize vaguely from the blue cap mushrooms that you guys had found in the halls of black ice. Everything seems to be battered in that sort of mealy quality to them. It's treated like a flower down here.
Nice. It's like they're breading, they're crush it up into their wheat or whatever.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Dried and ground.
Yep, I like it.
But yeah, so while the table is enjoying food and drinks, Tavini, Krellik, anything you guys want to do while you're over there?
Krellik is just eating like a Krellik.
Like a Krellik.
Face
wild
full,
Krellik has
munching.
Yep.
Tavini's like trying out the different foods, the cheese sticks and the what was it? The fried.
The dark mantle.
Yeah, the fried dark mantle.
These are interesting. Ooh.
Oh yeah, there should be a bit of a pat of... Oh, and she's looking around and she finds this little cup of, like, melted butter and pushes it over to you. Here, try it with that.
Ooh. She does so.
I love its explanation. It's very,
Yeah.
has a similar what was it? Reminiscent of octopus, but earthier.
You guys know what a dark mantle is, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's like a underground octopus, essentially, or a squid type thing.
Alrighty. So, what about... We'll get to the sort of Dragon's Egg game here in a moment. Dreamer, Rian, what are the two of you doing after the betting is done and people are leaving poor old Bess alone?
Nice. What you got, Dreamer?
I'm just going to enjoy the company of my friends.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, Rian is like, I think he's grabbing himself a one of those Battlehammer brews, something a little hard. Maybe going for a Silver Stream Stout. He wants to get messed up. Like
That'll do it.
He's not sure he wants to remember the night 100%. So
All right.
So he's going for he's I think he'd walk up to the bar and just be like, I want the hardest thing you got. And then whatever he gets, he's then gonna walk over and watch Grin do whatever the hell he's about to do.
Alrighty. So you're like double fisting, you got a Battlehammer brew in one fist and a Silver Stream Stout in the other?
Honestly, that sounds perfect. That sounds exactly. He's just like he's like, give me something good and give me something not great that will get me where I need to be. That's what I need right now.
Alright. And your young daughter is sort of trailing along the entire time.
Like, Miri, do as I say, not as I do.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm kidding.
It's very interesting because you see she obviously draws a lot of attention down here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there have been people who sort of while you were playing the game were coming up to her and asking her questions like, you know, what brings you down here? And it seems to be just basking in the admiration.
Yeah,
Nice.
of course.
As dragons are wont to do, her vanity is getting the better of her.
Mm-hmm.
But Felgrin, as you approach the table of 5 people who are all taking turns to sort of bounce an egg or a rubber ball, sort of colored like an egg, into a mug in the center of the table, there are only 2 contestants as you approach. And the pile of gold on the table there has gotten significantly higher, now looking to be about 60 gold or so. And as one guy kind of teeters and tosses the ball, it bounces, it touches the rim, and it keeps bouncing.
Oh.
And he throws up his hands and is like, I'm not paying anymore, as the others are like, oh, you hatched the dragon.
Nice.
The one sort of person left standing is, you know, scooping the gold towards themselves, like, it's mine.
Nice.
Anyone want to start up another game? Let's go.
Yes. Hello.
Hello.
I am in. Oh, is that for me? He looks at Rian with 2 drinks.
I think Rian takes a sip out of each of them. It's like, I don't know, is it?
Okay. Never mind.
And he jokingly, he's like, I think he'll hand him the lesser one.
How kind. He
the
just
Battle
kind of
Hammer
wipes
brew.
off the part where you drank from it.
I know
Yes.
COVID times.
Yes. I am in.
Sounds good. Any of you others are up to lose your gold? It's this very, very young-looking female dwarf with short cropped hair clipped almost to the scalp. A sort of almost pixie cut going on. A little bit of the duck butt in the front. Has a line of scars down one cheek to where the right side of her mouth is almost pulled down into a frown.
Oh.
But has a cheerful demeanor, even if she is a little mocking as she is like stuffing a coin purse with gold from the others.
Nice.
Only 2 of them seem to opt to, they step forward to join the next round. And as she finishes with her gold, she looks at you, Felgrin. Have you played before?
Can't say as I have.
Right. So, the dragon's egg. And she holds up the small rubber ball.
Mm-hmm.
And at hearing dragon's egg, you can almost kind of like out of the corner of your eye see Miri's very quizzical look.
I didn't hatch from something that small, did I?
Ah, you did. When I found you, you're just a wee little baby. You just fits inside my 2 hands cupped together.
She kind of seems a little perplexed at like just how tiny it is.
Yeah. He kind of gives a wink. He doesn't beat it. He's just like, yep, you were that small. It's exactly what you were.
The woman explaining the game then points to the mug in the center of the table. You can either toss it straight or bounce it into that. But if it doesn't come to rest in that cup, you've hatched the dragon. To appease the dragon and stay in the game, you gotta pay 5 gold into its hoard. If you choose to run away, well, that's it for you, you're out.
Seems simple enough.
So, as the 2 others that are joining sort of stand around the table, and this woman stands off to your left, she starts counting out 5 gold and placing it in next to the mug on the table. Alright, if you're in, pay into the dragon's hoard.
He will do so.
Anyone else in the group want to get in on this game?
I don't think so. I think I'm just gonna watch Grid. I think
Coward?
Riad's like the point. Yeah, Riad's just like, he's been embarrassed enough tonight. He's fine.
Alright. So if you could give me a DC 13 dexterity or sleight of hand check to bounce the ball into the cup.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
not bad.
Yeah. So as you sort of line up your shot, how do you bounce the ball into the cup, or even just like toss it gently in there?
He's nothing if not a show-off. So he's just taking a long draw from his mug, and he just casually tosses it in there.
Alrighty. And as your ball sort of, you could hear it bouncing around inside, but it doesn't ever come bouncing back out. And eventually, the mug in the center of the table stops whipping all over the place. And there are a couple of appreciative nods, and the woman on your left, her eyebrows kind of raise. Okay. Let me show you how it's really done.
By all means.
She takes the ball and holds it over her head and goes to toss it very, very gently into the cup there. Rolls a
Pretty
23. And
Beats
similarly,
my
she lands it in there, and you see it bounce as if it's going to come back up, and it balances on the rim, and then tips back into the cup.
Nice.
And then the other 2 are going to give their throws. So,
Oh,
first gentleman, he goes to kind of do the same. He's got his hands up over his head, but you could tell he's had a couple drinks. They're swimming in his eyes. And when he goes to throw, he whips the ball into the floor, and it bounces, hits the underside of the table, and just sort of pings off the table and the floor there before coming to rest. As the others kind of give him crap for, hatching the dragon, he's down there on hands and knees like, hey, I wasn't ready. Just, damn it, where is it?
Nice effort.
Eventually, he pops back up and opts to stay in the game. He pays 5 gold into the pot, which is now 25 gold.
Nice.
It is now the other dwarf's turn, who is a part of this game. Rolls a 19, so the ball sails in there and lands very neatly within.
Nailed it.
Felgrin, if you could give me your next roll.
God.
I believe in you.
Fuck.
No.
Oh, 10! Your confidence from your first roll actually does you a discredit. As you go to sort of land the ball in, it starts to bounce out, and then it looks like it's going to fall back in, and then it sort of rolls to one side of the table, and one of the people on the other side catches it before it falls on the floor.
Fluke, he says as he tosses 5
Hey, you've
gold.
hatched the dragon. Oh, okay, staying in the...
Oh, yes.
He's in it to win it. That's right. You stay in it, Grin. I believe in you. As he's slamming his
Alright.
beer. He's like,
So
It's the
drunk.
woman's turn
Yeah.
next. Rolls a
You getting there.
22.
oh, damn.
So this time she shows off a little. She actually turns around, takes a sip of her beer, and tosses it over her shoulder.
Yes, that's all very impressive.
Oh, you see that, Grin?
The next guy, the guy who had previously failed his throw, this time, as he goes to throw it, he doesn't whip it into the ground. He tips forward himself into the ground.
Nice. Like
Absolutely just passes out there, and the ball just rolls from his limp fingertips.
Yes, I would say he's out. He just kind of
Alright.
pushes him with his foot.
And then your other
Roll
opponent
Oh,
rolled the first nat 20 of the game, so
this guy's slapping it.
Mm-hmm.
seeing
Swish.
the woman to your left, the one who'd been kind of ribbing you a little, toss the ball over her shoulder blindly, he takes several steps back, puts the ball between his teeth, takes a big inhale, and then pounds himself on the chest and spits at the same time, and that ball just sails into the cup to land in it.
Oh, I'm so glad I didn't play this game. You're in so much trouble, Grin. You're in so much trouble.
So, Grin, it's now your turn.
Let's see.
Showbout's done, buddy. Yeah!
19. All right. How do you do this throw?
Oh, I don't think he's changing it up. He's just doing it how he did it the last time. I guess he could bounce it off the tabletop this time.
All right.
Yeah, nothing super fancy this time around. I don't think the roll
Playing
reflects
it safe. You give it. It does a single bounce and lands very, very neatly into the cup there. No showboating. Well, your opponent to your left goes to do her throw and rolls a 12.
Oh.
So she gives you this sort of sound as if mocking you for your choice of playing it safe. And seeing the example of her other opponent, the one who had just spit it out from across several steps back, she seems to consider for a moment what she's going to try, and she tries to balance it on her elbow and kind of throw her shoulder to toss the ball in. Completely whiffs it, gets a chorus of laughter for trying to showboat a little, and red-faced slaps down some gold from her previous game, so the pot is now 30.
Still have to pay, no matter how much you showboat.
Shut up!
Make me.
The guy across the table, big old grin. Oh, rolls a 4.
Oh, unfortunate.
So he goes to try and show her how it's done when tossing from the crook of the elbow, but even he can't get it. And as he shrugs his shoulder, I mean, this guy's pretty well built. He has a big old barrel chest and just rippling muscles, and he can't really raise his arms that high, unfortunately. You know, Diz has worked a little too much on his gains and not enough on his flexibility.
Nice.
The ball doesn't even reach the table. And And he is red-faced under his beard as he deposits 5 gold now to 35 in the pot and resumes his place in the circle.
Brave.
It's now your turn.
Oh!
What does your nat 20
20.
look like?
God. You know what? He's gonna throw that thing in the air and hacky sack it in.
It's so ridiculous.
Now, a very important question. Do you involve your tail in your hacky sack?
Oh, that's a good call. He's gonna tail smack it in there.
Yep, that's awesome.
Just throw it up in the air, have the tail over the shoulder. Right
Yep,
into the
just a little
cup.
Snap, little whip snap.
Yep.
That's awesome. Just looking her in the eyes the entire time.
Are you sure you want to stay in this game?
She seems a little at a loss for words, and then drains her beer and goes
That'll
to
have-
throw.
Oh.
Rolls a 15, so unfortunately she's still in the middle of drinking and goes to throw when she gives a belch, and it throws off her aim a little, but she still manages to just barely get it into that cup.
It's like, oh, you got lucky on that one.
And now the guy across the table trying to make his ball throw in.
Ooh.
14.
Right
You
on
can tell-
that edge.
He's also feeling his drink as he goes to throw it in, and you could see his enthusiasm for the game flagging. He seems a little nervous because he's already lost 10 gold to the pot in addition to his initial buy-in. But it's your turn again.
Alright.
Another nat 20.
20!
Oh my
that's
goodness.
awesome.
He's on fire!
What's this one look like?
Oh god. You have to do it again? Jeez.
Oh no, I'm so good at this game. God.
Yeah, he's just not even gonna look at the cup. He's gonna just turn to Reed and say, "So, how's that beer treating you?" And he's just gonna throw it into the cup casually.
I think Rian plays along with him and be like, oh, I'm doing pretty good. Oh, did you just make that?
Oh,
Like-
yes, I did. Yes.
Like, oh, that was pretty good.
Didn't even hit the side.
Yeah, obviously we weren't even paying attention as like I kind of keep like eyeing her like as we're doing it. Like,
Yes, these people should
Okay.
quit, shouldn't they?
yeah, most likely it'd probably
Yes,
be best
I
for
agree.
him.
That would be prudent. He just
Feldrin.
turns towards the table again.
Felgrin, can you give me a intimidation check with advantage? Because Rian there is kind of helping you.
15. That's fine.
Not bad. Yeah,
Okay, let's see what these two get. A
Oh.
4 and an
Yes!
8. So after your 2 ridiculous stunts, the woman to your left and the sort of barrel-chested man across from you, they're starting to really look like their beers are getting to them, or maybe it's you getting to them.
Nice. Yeah.
And you could see the mounting frustration on her face as she goes and, alright, well, watch this. And she takes the ball very angrily from the cup and takes a couple steps back and just kind of whips it towards the cup in the middle. And she almost knocks the mug over with the force of her throw. And it just kind of teeters there for a moment before coming to rest. Unfortunately, for the guy across the table, as he retrieves the ball and tries to emulate what you did, he starts talking to his buddy there beside him. And it was like, so, did you hear him dating Amalthea now? And he goes to throw.
Rian's ribbon fucking grin. Like, look at these assholes trying to do what we did.
And he throws it way off base, and it actually bounces towards you. He throws up his hands in frustration and is like, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm not paying the dragon. And he goes storming off to the table with his buddies.
Bye-bye now.
Yeah.
And then there were 2 with a pot of 35 gold.
Oh, here it
It
is.
is now your
Showdown.
Wow, wow, wow.
17. Alright, you landed in neatly. And as the woman across from you goes to retrieve the ball,
You know, why don't we make this interesting?
Ooh. Rian actually does that.
I've got about 45 gold left from my winnings in the last round. I'll go all in if you do. Match me. And the first person to fuck up loses.
He just kind of sniffs the air, like long and dramatic. Smells like desperation.
I think I could throw more money at this than you.
I think you should just throw the ball.
Oh.
And she's gonna do that, but she's gonna do that at disadvantage because of your
Nice.
earlier intimidation.
Okay. Oh my god!
Still rolls an
Wow.
18.
Still nailed it. Damn.
And as the ball lands in the cup, you get like the most smug smile that she could have in this moment.
Oh, why don't you just throw the ball?
He looks thoroughly unimpressed.
Nice.
He's got a poker face.
Nice.
18.
18. Whew.
So now we're just gonna go back and forth until one of you messes up, and we'll see how
There we
we
go.
how we do with this. She rolls an 18.
18 again. 3 18s in a row.
Ooh.
Oh,
Oh man! So your ball goes awry and bounces off the handle before rolling towards the edge of the table, where she catches it.
Oh, looks like you hatched the dragon.
He'll throw in 5.
He's too invested now.
Yep.
Pot, I think it's now 40,
40?
45?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think it's 40.
40.
Yeah.
Knowing when to quit, not a strong suit.
Gotta know when to hold 'em.
Never.
Nice.
She goes to throw, tosses the ball, and is still like focused, glaring on you. And unfortunately, that's not what she needed in this moment. And that
Yeah.
ball goes awry and rolls under the table. Damn it!
Ooh.
She goes to chase it before sort of reaching up blindly to slap 5 gold under the tabletop.
That hatred you're feeling for me, in my experience, doesn't go away.
Hey. It's like, it doesn't. It doesn't at all.
So I will say, Rian and Dreamer, are you sitting with the others, or are you watching the game from close by?
Oh, I'm still right there next to Grin. I am fucking laughing my ass off at all of this
Yeah.
constantly. Just cracking up.
Ooh.
Ooh, right
I'm
in.
probably
Barely.
over with the rest of the group.
Oh.
Okay. So you guys are sort of watching this back and forth going on over here. Felgrin, you just barely managed to tip it in. But she manages too.
What the
Oh,
fuck
man.
is with these rolls from this lady?
She is
Rosie's rolling
rubbing her
rocks.
hands together and turns and actually grabs a red-haired dwarf with a very scraggly, unfortunate beer.
Says, hey Mac, bring me another Pilsner.
Nice.
And then sort of gives him a little bit of a nudge towards the kitchen.
Nice.
19?
I think Rian hands her his ridiculous beer. Like his fucking, what's left of his like super strong beer. He's like, here, have mine.
Oh, at least someone who knows how to treat a lady.
Aye. But like, chug, 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 chug.
Roll me a persuasion check.
Absolutely.
Succeed.
Yeah.
Yes.
Woo, natty
A
20.
nat 20.
My damn.
I'm just drunk enough.
Yeah, she's had a beer or two tonight.
Yeah.
She's feeling pretty high still on her previous win.
Yeah.
And yeah, so she chugs that down, and as she finishes her drink,
Not
Wait a
enough.
Is it not?
are you certain of that?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Make sure you double check the DCs of the beers that I had listed.
Yeah.
DC
no, that's
20.
what I
Yeah, he had
For
the stout.
all.
It's a
It is
20.
it is a DC 20 beer for the stout.
Not enough.
Not enough.
Fall over, little dwarf.
I love it.
You can see as she drains this drink, she's starting to swim a little behind the eyes too.
There it is.
And she now has the poisoned condition.
Yes!
Oh no.
So, as you were the last one to toss a ball in, she's been kind of stalling. She's like, well, I'll show you. Oh. And she steps off to one side, sort of like pulls a chair over so that no one could you could hardly see it, and just spews onto the floor behind the chair.
Oh my.
Nice.
Spends about a minute or so retching, and then wipes her mouth with the back of her arm, comes back, grabs that ball, and whips it at the cup.
Yes!
A 4 fails. And then, as she goes to put more gold onto the table to keep the game going, she tips over backwards and passes out on the floor.
Yes!
Poor thing. Oh.
Yes!
So,
Each
Belgrid, if
turns
you
around, high
want to
fives
take
for you.
your earnings of 50 gold.
That's awesome. Fuck yes. We're like, fucking slap some high five, like, yes!